Okay, we'd like to welcome you to our session on philosophy of classroom management, and we hope you all had a chance to complete your own personal philosophy and you have it ready with you tonight. So we're going to start with an icebreaker called the 5 tribals. And what we'd like you to do is just in the chat box, can you put a number of what tribal you feel? So starting on the left, that would be 1, all the way to 5 at the end with his hands up. And then you can just put a quick description of why you feel the way you feel or which tribal you feel like. So go ahead in the chat box, list how you feel and why, which number. It's great, Moani. Yes, James, end of the day. That's a good one. See some relaxed, tired. Yes. Agree with the long day, especially with the Wednesdays we have meetings. Lots of 3s, 2s, cash the middle of the week, right? Unknown, kind of confused. We hope you can stay and ask some questions at the end, or you're welcome to ask them now if there is something that we can help you with. Okay, lots of 3s and tireds and middle of the week kind of feeling. I totally agree with you. We had our extended staff meeting today, so we didn't get out till like 3:45. It was a very long day. A lot of thinking as we worked through our academic or comprehensive needs assessment. So thank you, just to get a feel of how everyone's doing right now. And I know it is Wednesday and it is a little later in the evening, but this should be not too long for our session tonight. Okay. Shannon, you can go to the next slide. All right, so at the last session, we talked briefly about your philosophy of classroom management, about your core beliefs of teaching and learning. I got a few of the philosophies turned into me just to review. They looked awesome, so I know a lot of you are on the right track. If you did submit your classroom management philosophy into the Google Classroom, I just went back and returned all of them to you because you'll need them tonight for the activity that we have planned. Okay, next, Shannon. All right. So as we mentioned last time, your philosophy does craft your teaching. It does impact your decisions that you make, how your room is organized, the rules that you have, etc. So definitely it crafts your teaching. Go ahead, Shannon. All right, so what we're going to be doing shortly is putting you into a breakout room with one other person. And while you're there, you're going to be completing your or sharing your philosophy of classroom management document. So what we can do is just maybe take a pause, Shannon, if we can go to that document, the philosophy, and just quickly go over the sharing for that. Okay, so here Shannon has it pulled up on the top right where that blue button is. If you're not familiar, just click on that share. You need to select at the bottom anyone with link can, I think it's view, or I can't see what it says, Shannon. Anyone with link can view the file. So what you want to do is make sure that it's editable because your partner will be typing directly into your document. But the easiest way we found to do this is just copy the link like Shannon just did there. And then if you just paste it right into your chat box, once you get to your breakout room, then your partner can easily access your document that way. All they'll do is click on that link that you paste there, and they'll get right into your document. Okay, we can jump back to the slides. Okay, so when you're in your breakout room, you're going to be reviewing your partner's philosophy of classroom management. You will be responding to at least 3 of the prompts that's outlined in that document there. In the table, you'll see that it says, I found it interesting that you, and you need to complete that sentence starter. We were similar in thinking that. I liked your idea about, and your statement of blank made me think that blank. Now, we're going to ask that you expound on your responses, because following this input or feedback that you give, your partner will be doing some reflection on what you've given them. So we're going to ask that if you, whatever starter you choose, that you expound it with a why. Like, why did you feel that way? Why did you see, if you found something interesting that they put into their philosophy, expound on it and say why you found it interesting. Put in some examples, and let's kind of aim for perhaps like at least maybe 3 sentences, so that there's enough depth for the person to respond on it and reflect on your statement. Okay, so again, you're going to be completing 3 of the prompts. And at the bottom, you'll notice it says quality, meaningful comments are complete thoughts with supporting evidence. So just don't put, I like this and be done with it, or I disagree. Because again, you need time to reflect on what your partner is sharing with you. Okay, Shannon, next one. All right, so right in your portfolio, you'll notice the table below where you put in your philosophy of classroom management. And right in here is where you're going to be typing right into your colleague's document. So if you chose, I found it interesting, just start typing right into that table there. So again, you're going to choose 3 of those sentence starters, put in comments, at least 3 sentences each, and we'll give you about 20 minutes for that. So you won't need to worry about the next column, because that will be done after the class is done. So tonight, what you're just focusing on is this middle column about feedback of your partner's philosophy of classroom management. Okay, before we send you to your breakout rooms, any questions that you have or what you need to do?
In the instructions, it said to make the partner a commenter, but then you had said to make them an editor. Which one?
Yeah, they're going to need to type right into the document. So if you make them
so not just.
Yeah, it should be an editor.
Thank you.
Sure. Anything else? Okay, so if not, you're going to be in a random group with one other person for about 20 minutes, and then we'll bring you back to the main room following that. Okay, so Shannon, we can go ahead. Thank you.
Jackie, you had one question in the comment box. It says, do we write our name before our comment?
Oh, no, you don't need to. It's not necessary. It's fine. Thanks, Christy. Hey, Stacy.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry. What the participants are doing now is they're in a breakout room with another person, and they're reviewing each other's philosophy
Oh,
and
okay.
then giving some feedback of their philosophy to that person.
I saw somebody returned mine to me, so
Yes,
I'm
I
still.
did.
Oh, you did.
Yes, because
Oh,
once
okay.
you put it into the Google Classroom, you're not able to make edits or share it with your partner. So I just returned all the entries back, whoever turned it in, and that's the entry you'll take and share it with the person. But you know what? I think they're gonna move you, so hold on a second.
Sorry, I'm trying to work off of I was at my child's open house, so I'm like working from my car. I had to leave.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
trying to do it off of my phone. I'm trying to get my phone, use the internet from my phone I brought my laptop with me, so I'm like
Oh, I see.
trying to hook it up right now. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's okay. Let me see.
Do you know who I paired up with?
Let me just look at that. Hold on.
Okay.
Were you able to connect, Stacy?
Yes.
Oh, okay, perfect. Good. We're just trying to check on the rooms or who we can pair you with.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'd like to welcome you back. We hope that you had enough time to look over your partner's philosophy. And even if you did not finish, it's perfectly okay because you do have their link. So you can always go back and continue adding your comments to their portfolio or their philosophy of classroom management. What you'll be doing next for this particular assignment is, Shannon, can you click the next one? Oh, sorry, I missed this part. Okay, so what we are going to share now is just a DYK, a did you know. Sharing pairs is actually a strategy and a quick way for students to voice their ideas and hear the ideas of others. So some people call this turn and talk, and it's just a quick way to get students engaged or involved. And that's one of the strategies we just used with you tonight, with partnering you up with somebody else to have them read your philosophy, get some feedback, and then you'll be reflecting on their comments. Okay, next one, Shannon. All right, sentence starters, you notice, was what we put into the table, and you had to select 3 of them. So with the sharing pairs strategy, you had the sentence starters to help you. This is actually really good for all students, especially those maybe that are learning English as their language and need a little bit help with forming the sentences. I use it a lot with my kindergarten and first grade students just to help them get a full response or complete response when they are answering a question. So it does help them focus or help students focus their attention specifically on the expected outcome. And some of you may also know this as an outcome sentence. Okay, so that's another DYK. And then the portfolio assignment. Go ahead. Okay, so the top part again is your timeline. Following this class, or whenever your partner is done giving their comments, you'll go and complete part 2 of this entry. And then you'll see by September 16th, again, a soft date, that's when part 3 should be completed and submitted. So as we go through the slides, you'll see a little bit more clarity of what each part is. Okay, so this is what you just completed tonight. Partner filled that in. Okay, and I see James had a comment about how long your response or your reflection should be. I would say pretty much the same thing again. If you can at least make it 3 sentences, that would be really good and thoughtful. We don't want to just see 1 sentence or 1 or 2 feedback responses, but really just give it some thought. Show that you've given it thought, you've given it reflection. You notice you can go to the next slide, Shannon. You'll notice that on each part of your response, we've put a because. So really expound on it. Why do you agree with them? What don't you agree with, etc. So give it some thought, give it some, expound on it with a because. That would definitely help. So target for 3 sentences per response. Okay, Shannon, next one. All right. So the next session is on September 16th. It's a Saturday session. So that will begin at 9 a.m. Richie, can I get, oh, okay. That was Christy's question. All right. So if you look through our navigation of the modules we've been through, during our first session, we went over our overview, community of learners, and creating a classroom community. Tonight's session is short. It's just this 1 module on philosophy of classroom management. When you come to the September 16th one, there'll be 3 other parts that we're doing with the organizations, procedures, and I believe rules, or is that just 2? Hold on, let me just double check. Shannon or Chrissy, do you remember if rules is part of this next one, or is it just your part, Shannon?
On your paper, it says classroom organization and classroom procedures, session 3.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I don't have that open right now. So yes, just organization and procedures. All right, then following that would be the rules. Shannon, did you want them to bring anything back for that organization and procedures one?
If we do, I'll send it out with enough notice.
Okay.
We might just have a sketch of the bell work.
All right, that's fine. Okay, so next slide, Shannon.
There are none.
Oh, that's it? Okay, good. All right, so if you have any further questions, please stay online. We'll be here. We can answer your questions that you may have. But if not, you can continue working on giving your partner some comments or feedback, and then work on your part 3, which is your reflection on their comments. So thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. I know this session was a little bit shorter, but we thank you for your participation. Thank you, everybody.
Jackie, while the video's on, maybe you want to talk about, for those that aren't here, how you're going to send emails to partner them
Oh,
up.
that's a good idea. Yes, good point. Okay, so if you were able to make it to tonight's session, based on our attendance sheet, we'll partner you up with someone else who is not here. We'll share their emails with you. So please remember to reach out to your partner so that you can complete this part of the module, which is the part 2. And once they give you feedback, continue on to part 3. So it's really important that you not take too much time giving feedback to your partner, because they still need to give reflective statements back on what you've made to them by September 16th. So again, we'll send you out a list of other people who have not attended. We'll partner you up, provide emails, and then you reach out to them. You reach out to each other so that you can begin sharing your documents.
Sorry, I have a question. So
Yes.
I know earlier when I completed my philosophy, I turned
Yes.
it in. So in the future, when we complete it, we don't turn it in, because then that's like a fully completed thing. Like I have to. I came in late, so I'm not sure, how did people share their
Yeah.
document with the other partner?
Okay. Yeah. So what happened is, if you turned it in already, I returned it to you, and that allowed you to share it again with somebody else.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
So it's
but in the
okay.
future, I
Yeah.
don't turn it in, or
No. It's fine. Just for this
okay,
particular one, only because you had to do a little bit more work with this particular module. So when you're done giving reflective feedback to your partner's comments, then you can submit it. It's fine. Yeah. We encourage you to submit it as you finish it, so that it'll give us a chance to kind of start looking through it too for grading.
Okay, and so then when people met their partners online, how did they share the document? Did they email it to each other, or did they just read their own and then?
Oh no, so yeah, we just because they were in a breakout room, they just did the anyone with link can edit, and they copied that link into the comments. But because you won't be in a breakout room, you can just email that editable link to your partner, and then they can get access to your document.
Okay, and so the same thing with the comments. We just we write directly onto that.
Yes. Yeah. When
Okay,
you
and
reflect
then
on their comments. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Stacy, if I could just add a clarifying. So when
Sure.
you go click share to get that link, you're going to want to make sure that anybody with the link at the very bottom can edit your paper. If you want to wait online for a minute and let Jackie answer another question, I'll quick show you how to do that again, because we showed that in the beginning.
Okay, sorry. Thank you.
No problem.
No reason to apologize. It's good to have it on the video again a second time. It's all good.
Courtney or Richie, or is it Jennifer? Okay.
Hi. Yeah, I stated because I'm the person who joined with my my actual MSN, and I'm gonna have to change it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we couldn't share the document. Because even though I'm in the class, like I wasn't on that list. So we had a workaround. But just so you know, like I copied it as like a MSN file, or I'm sorry, a Microsoft document. and then emailed it to my partner.
Yeah.
So if he
that's
has some struggle, it might be my fault. So
Okay.
Richie is here. Yes, Richie helped me. So we traded that way.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's fine. As long as when you're done, if everything can go back onto your main doc that we sent to you.
I can put
Because-
it there,
yeah.
I think, but
Yeah. All
we
right.
had to trade differently.
Yes. No
So
problem.
when I create a Gmail account address, will you
Yeah.
let me into the class with that?
Oh yeah. Shannon, does she have to just re-enroll in the class? Is that how it works, Shannon?
Yeah, you should just be able to click on that link to the Google Classroom and enter that code.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
That should be
Sorry,
no
I'm sorry
problem.
about that.
So
Sorry.
yeah,
Richie.
Jennifer, I mean, you're probably going to need a Gmail account at some point throughout your PD process.
Okay.
But if you don't need to now, and the MSN is working aside from this little hiccup, Christy, were you able to we were able to access Jennifer's stuff for the grading her portfolio cover page, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yeah.
we should be okay if this was the only hiccup.
Okay, Richie, what do you say? You're here. Was it a pain?
It was not that big of a deal. I'm actually just about to email you back the file with my comments in the bottom box.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Jennifer.
just copy and paste them over. Whatever easiest for you. We got enough going on. Why make life more complicated?
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
No problem. Thank you, Jennifer.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. And I've got the document up here, so I know Courtney's still here.
Yeah, Courtney's here. Yeah. Courtney, do you have a question?
Yeah, I just had a quick question about
Yeah.
how specific we had to be for the classroom, the philosophy, because I was like typing on the second page already, and then I had told my partner, like, I kind of stopped because I felt like it was just running on. But then I was reading hers, and then I was like, okay, like, I feel like she wrapped it up super fast. But if we turn it in, like you guys were saying, you were providing some feedback and just,
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
Okay.
give you feedback if there's anything else. But yeah, generally 1 to 2 pages is sufficient. Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, I just felt like I was running on, and so I was telling her that, and she's like, no, like it was fine and stuff. So I mean, today was super helpful, so I appreciated today's class. But I just told her, I was like, I stopped because I just felt like I could keep going for a minute. So, but anyways, okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, Courtney.
Okay.
Good night. Thanks. Okay.
Okay, Stacy, can you see the screen I'm sharing?
Yes.
Okay, so you click up here with the person with the plus.
Okay.
Okay. And typically Google by default. So you can do 2 things. You can start typing in that person's email.
Mm-hmm.
And that will also give them access to it. And then it'll say notify that person. So you would click on that, and then it would say notify people. That's one way. The other way is to come down here all the way to the bottom where it says general access.
Uh-huh.
And you'll want to select anyone with link. And I think viewer is the default, but you'll want to click editor. Okay. Then you'll want to you'll want to copy your link, and then you can be done, and then go type your email to that person and paste in your link.
Okay. And then I remember somewhere, I think maybe it was in the last session, we were told like to have a copy of it or something just in case something, I guess, happens when they edit during editing or something. Is that correct?
Jackie, do you want to?
Yeah, no, that's okay. We haven't really had any problems with it.
No. Okay.
You're welcome to just make a copy as a backup for yourself, but generally, yeah.
So when we make them an editor, they're not editing our document though.
They're going into that table and just putting in their
filling
comments.
it in. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Got it. Just so I don't botch
Yeah.
somebody's
I know
these
that's
grammatical things and start changing things around for them. Okay. So
yeah,
you folks
no,
will